Hello, I'm Kevin Wenning. This is packing lists for your cycling and photography tour. Why am I doing this? Well, it's one thing to write it down. I just want to talk you through it, talk myself through it, make sure I'm not missing anything. So when I went on my first couple of international trips, I packed everything. I mean, I took way more than I needed to. The girlfriend I was with at the time, we had all of her extra shoes. I felt like throwing them off the boat. Yeah, we don't want you to be in that situation. So if you get to the destination and you realize I have way more stuff in my bag than I need, you don't want to throw it out, you don't want to ship it home. The point of this is so that you bring exactly what you need to, nothing you don't, and make sure you have everything that you need to have. All right, let's go ahead and just jump right in here. If you're like me, you start off your bike tours, anywhere that you're going out for a ride, you've got something like this. My good old ratty backpack that I just stuff everything into. All of my snacks, all of my extra clothes, my jackets, my helmet, my shoes, everything goes in this one bag. That's fine when I'm just grabbing my bike, going out for a ride, and I need to have everything that I need with me. But what we're not doing is riding in our own car. We're flying with all of our gear to another country, and then we've got to be ready for whatever we need in that country. And in a lot of cases, you can get exactly what you need to when you arrive. In some cases, you cannot. So that's why I've got all this out here. We're going to talk you through it. So starting at the top, the things that you absolutely must take with you. Don't leave home without these. Your cycling shoes. You can definitely wear just your tennis shoes if you're not a long distance rider, but I'm guessing nobody's going on one of these tours that's not a regular cyclist. Cycling shoes, obviously your cleats, your socks. Pretty simple, right? Obvious. Next thing that you're going to want to take, of course, don't forget to take your pedals. If you get there and you just have your shoes with your cleats and you didn't bring your own pedals, chances are you're not going to be able to get pedals that fit your cleats when you get there. Don't forget to bring your pedals. Take them off your bike, bring them with you. If you don't know how to take them off your bike, go to a bike shop. They'll take them off for you. Bring your pedals. The reason I've got two different types of shoes out here, I don't know why I grabbed both of these. Of course, my road shoes and mountain shoes. And we're not going to be doing any mountain riding. We're doing all road riding. But the reason that I recommend these, I take these when I go on my scouting trips because I'm on and off the bike all the time. Sometimes I'll park my bike, hand it to the guide, and then I go off down a side path where I'm, either with my camera or I'm just going for a little hike because I want to see what's up that mountain there, see if there's a good vantage for some photos. So that's why I take these guys. Of course, you're going to be more comfortable if you've got your road shoes because we're doing all road riding on most of my rides. There are a couple of times when we're doing some cross-country gravel. I really don't like to do dirt because it's a little bit more prone to accidents, and we don't want those when we're in countries where we don't have a lot of good care. But bring your shoes, don't forget your cleats, and then of course, and this has happened to me, I have a spin bike inside where I do a lot of my off-season training when it's winter, and I've got different sets of cleats. So I've gone out on rides where I forget to switch out my cleats, and I get there and I realize, uh-oh, I've got the wrong pedals. They don't match up with my cleats. So make sure, of course, before you leave home, your cleats match your pedals that you're taking with you. Pretty simple, but I've made the mistake. Just saying. Next thing, definitely recommend take some sunglasses. You can pick up some sunglasses, of course, when you get there. I haven't ever been in a country where I can't buy some sunglasses. There's usually somebody selling them to me on the side of the street. I've got my favorites. And then inside of my sunglasses case, I pack as much as I can, especially if I'm traveling international. I've got my headbands, my sweatbands, and then I might, any of my arm warmers, my padded gloves, my extras, pack them in here. I do like to take this case because my glasses are kind of expensive. I don't want them getting crushed while I'm on the plane or in transit. So sunglasses, that's kind of an optional, but personally, it's one of those luxury items. I'm like, ooh, yeah, makes me happier to have them. Water bottles. Bring your own water bottles. Another one of those things you're probably not going to be able to find in country. And when you travel with water bottles, this is what I ride with when I'm at home. I like to have the big water bottle on the bike just to save a little bit of space unpacking. Maybe take the smaller water bottle. Up to you. Of course, we're going to have support with us. The van will be right behind you. If you run out of water, pull over to the side of the road, flag them down. Hey, I need a refill. Bring your smaller water bottle. Just save a little bit of space when you're packing. Sunscreen, Another thing you're probably not going to be able to get in country, at least if you're specific about what kind of sunscreen you use. And yeah, we don't want to be taking a ton of time from the point that you get off of the airplane, get to the hotel, get fitted on your bike. We're going to, in some cases, the bike shop that's actually outfitting us with the bikes. And in some cases, we'll be at a place like in Morocco. We fly into Casablanca, and my bike tour company that gives us the bikes, they are actually out of Marrakesh. So they bring the bikes to us. So we're not even at their bike shop where they have all sorts of extras like tools and extra cleats for your shoes, extra pedals, things you might have forgotten. So if you think you might need it, bring it with you. All right, sunscreen, I like to take that one with me. Chamois cream, this is a must-have. At least I guess everybody likes to ride with chamois cream. I don't know why you wouldn't. Bring your chamois cream. This one you definitely cannot get in country. I bring usually this little extra guy that I take on my bike rides at home. Up to you. You know, I don't usually take its travel size when I travel. I usually take the big guy. I don't like to run out of that stuff. Okay, bring your chamois cream. Let's see, am I skipping anything on my list here? Not yet. We haven't skipped anything. Clothes for when you're off the bike, obviously. I'm going through the bike packing list here, and then I'm going to go through my photography packing list. Obviously, don't forget normal clothes, you know, shorts, shoes, flip-flops, whatever your thing is. Your bike gear. In most cases, 2 to 3 changes of clothes. Your shorts, your jersey, whatever else it is that you like to wear. I try and bring 3 changes of jersey and shorts. In some cases, we get to stop every 2 days for laundry. Most of the time, it's 3. So 3 changes is what I recommend. 3 pairs of shorts, 3 jerseys. If you're like me and you don't mind, you know, being a little sweaty from day to day, sometimes I only bring 2 jerseys. Yeah, so your call, but 2 to 3 pairs of changes of shorts and jersey. And I'm going to skip that. I'll come right back to it. A bag basically to carry all your stuff, and that means you're going to pack it in to your extra bag either at the end or the beginning of the day so that it's ready to go. And that's more not for you, that's for our guides and everybody that's helping us with the tour to just have your bike stuff ready to go, because there will be occasions, not frequently, but occasions where we drive to a spot, do our photography, then we come back and we get on the bikes. And we're not at our hotel because we've already checked out for the day, but we want to go ahead and get ready to get on the bikes. So you want to have everything in a bag ready to go. I guess I'm talking about this now. So I have just this little pack-away bag. It's from Eagle Creek. I've had this for years, and it's never served me wrong. There have been a couple of times I left home without this bag, and I always wish I had my little packable bag with me. So this unfolds to a nice soft side backpack, and I can throw all of my jersey, my shoes, my chamois cream, my sunglasses, all in one bag. And then for the day, when I'm done with my hotel, I come down to the guide and our support vehicle, hand in my luggage, hand in my bike bag. I'm done. All right, I'm going to grab my camera gear from you. I'm going to go out and shoot for the morning. So I'm going wandering around, taking my cultural photos, my street photos, my architecture, and all of my bike gear is ready to go for me when I come back, as well as my luggage is now in the van all safe. So I highly recommend this. I threw it away. Of course, if you bring your normal backpack or bag that you keep all of your nasty, sweaty cycling stuff in, well, for one, nobody wants your nasty, sweaty cycling bag in the van with them when we're transporting all of our gear, so leave that at home. But just obviously the size difference, this one packs down. Leave your big bag at home, try and find something, and this is like 30 bucks, I think, is what I paid for this, $30, $40 US. So try and find something that's a good packable bag that'll fit all of your stuff, and then, of course, when you go home, you're going to pack it up, it goes in the corner of your luggage, doesn't take up much space. So bring your own packable bag for your goodies, for your cycling gear. Not for your photography gear. Obviously, I don't want to put my photography gear in a soft side bag like that because it's going to get all damaged. Not a good idea. All right, moving on to my optional items, bring it or not. So this is that optional category of if you get there and you really wish you had it, just think through that in your mind. What are those luxury items that you're going to be comfortable with and you're going to be upset with yourself if you left them at home? Okay. First off, well, let's just go through all the clothing. These are kind of my optional items. My luxury items, I pretty much take all of these, if I'm going to be honest with you. Rain jacket, don't have to have one. Personally, we're going to comfortable areas where it's not cold during the day. We're not going to be riding in extreme conditions. So even if it rains, you get a little bit wet, no big deal. This is one of those optional for me. I don't always pack it. Just depends on where we're going, what the season is. Rain jacket, optional. Let's toss that back there. Your gillet or your vest. I'd like to bring this one. Personally, I've got a nice, soft, packable one. This packs up really small. I like it in the late evenings and the early mornings. Just keeps me good and warm, especially on those descents where it might be a little bit chilly. So vest, that's one of my kind of must-have optional items, if you will. Next would be a little bit warmer jacket. And this, for me, in all of the climates that I ride and that we tour in, of course, we're trying to go during temperate seasons. Again, not extreme hot or cold. So this jacket serves for everything on and off the bike for me. I don't need anything more than that. I layers, not a heavy jacket. And I'm going to put on a long sleeve and maybe a t-shirt under it. And then that's going to keep me warm everywhere that we go. The only exception is, of course, if we're going to be like someplace like Morocco in the desert at night. I might take with me into the desert 2 or 3 shirts so that I can layer up and then put this jacket on top. That's going to keep me plenty warm. If you know you get especially cold, bring some extra long sleeve shirts or specifically wool or fleece. Those are going to keep you warmest without adding all that extra bulk, because we don't want bulk in our luggage. We don't want it on the airplane. We don't want it in the van. Try and go with layers to keep you warm instead of extra bulk. Next, of course, would be my gloves. These are my cold weather gloves. I hardly ever take these on trips with me, but if I'm going to be somewhere that I know it's cold at night and I want to be out doing some night shooting, I'm going to do some stars, I'll take these with me because they do basically double duty for me. So they keep my hands warm at night, they keep my hands warm in the early mornings when I'm on the bike. You might consider taking something like that. If you don't, those are some extra bulk for me. These are my lightweight fleece gloves. Had those for years. I've actually got holes in them, but I can't give them up. I like actually riding with some fleece gloves. Padded, regular bicycle gloves. I don't wear them. I don't like them. My hands have nice calluses on the heels where I ride. But bring your padded gloves if you really like padded gloves when you're riding. Must-have optional items for me is arm warmers and leg warmers. Arm warmers and leg warmers. I take these almost all the time. This is, again, kind of that layering thing. You're going to be riding with cyclists. If you go out night shooting and you've got a pair of leg warmers and arm warmers on, nobody's going to think you're silly. Now, if you're photographing by yourself and there's nobody else around, then people might look at you a little weird. But we're out with cyclists. We're all together. We're all in this together. Arm warmers, leg warmers, I take them all over the place, and they do great in just those conditions where you want a little bit extra warmth. Okay, next, and this is optional, but this is another one of those must-have for me, is my ride snacks. My favorite waffles, my bunk breaker bars, protein bars, whatever it is that you like to ride with. And bring a little bag. This is my REI, I don't remember, had it forever bag, and just toss them all in there. Again, this is one of those things, keep all your ride snacks together. Put it in your bike bag. Don't forget to keep it in here along with your bike gear when you hand it off to the guides so that you have your ride snacks there ready to go. You don't have to dig around in your big luggage to find your ride snacks. These are things that you almost certainly cannot find in country when you get there. So bring the ride snacks that you like to have with you. If you like drinks and you have to have a specific sort of mixture in your drink, in your bottle, keep it in a little Tupperware, or even better yet, find some sort of a tablet like this that's obviously small, packable, it's not powder. Like if this busts open in my luggage when I'm flying, it's going to get everywhere. Might make a mess, but this will not. So personally, I take these guys with me. This is Endurolites Fizz hammer drinks. So optional there. And then, of course, if you're bringing any kind of gels, I usually ride with this hammer gel. This would have to be in a checked bag. You can't get through customs or take this onto the plane with you. Obviously because it's a water gel. So that would have to go in a packed bag. The other option, of course, is something like this, my Scratch Nutrition. This is foldable, pack it up real light, stuff it in something, maybe even put it inside of my glasses case. So something like that could work really well for you as well. And that's much less likely to, of course, break open like the Tupperware might. So this is what I keep in the backpack when I go on my rides, but this is what I take when I travel. Another optional item would be your bike seat. This is off of an extra bike that I have. I don't take the bike seat that I keep on my normal bike because that's in just the position I like it. If I move it, if I take it off, it's not likely to ever get back to that exact position, right? You know how that goes. So I have an extra bike seat that I travel with on occasion. Usually though, I'm fine riding the one that's there. If you're accustomed to riding long distances and you've been riding a lot, your butt's gonna be used to it. You don't have to have your own saddle. But if you're particular, everybody knows, you know, saddle is hard to find. Find one that you like, find one that fits you. So bring your saddle if you feel like that's gonna make you more comfortable. Again, kind of a luxury item. It's a little bit large, doesn't add much weight usually, but it is a little bit large. The next thing, of course, is if you have a bike computer that you like to ride with, don't forget to bring your cadence sensor or your sensor. So this little guy, and you probably can't see this on the video, this little guy that mounts on your fork, or the cadence sensor that mounts back here on your stays. Don't forget to bring that if you bring your head unit. So bring your head unit, your sensors, so that we can mount those on the bike. Again, bring your own zip ties with you. You might be able to get them. All of our mechanics are gonna have zip ties, but I find it safest if I bring my own. And then likewise, your mounts, if there's any special mount that you need, like for your head unit, and of course, if you've got your little rubber gaskets just to fit to the different size handlebars, try and bring a few of those. If you don't have some, stop at your local bike shop, ask them for some rubber gaskets or some rubber spacers, washers. They'll know exactly what you mean. And then we can use that to fit to the bike handlebars, because your handlebars on your bike might be a little bit thicker or a little bit thinner, and we want to make sure that whatever mounts you bring can actually go on the bike. All right, enough about that. Things not to bring. Don't bring these, leave them at home, especially if you're a bike packer and you like to bring everything because you've got to sustain yourself. You're going to be used to bringing all of your own tools and gear. Don't bring this stuff. All right, lights, don't need them. We're not riding at night. Pretty simple. Tools, any of your Allen wrenches, special tools, leave those at home. Likewise, tire levers, don't need them. We'll have mechanics with us. You don't ever have to change your own tire. Don't even think about it. Enjoy your bike ride. What else? Especially don't bring CO2 to refill your tires. Again, bike mechanic, they'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You can't fly with these. You can't even check these through most airports. You can't even put them in checked luggage. Don't bring your CO2s. Tubes, don't need them. And the next step is, and this is for me specifically, I ride in northern Colorado where I live. We've got what we call goat heads everywhere. These tiny little thorn things that come off of all the bushes here and just fill my tires with thorns, and I have to change tires all the time if I don't put slime in my tubes. I love to ride with it. I'm paranoid about riding without it because I get flats everywhere around here where I ride, but don't bring your slime, don't bring your tubes. Again, we'll have mechanics to take care of anything. If you get a flat, pull over to the side of the road, chill. The support vehicle will be right behind you. They'll get you taken care of. Last thing, well, yeah, two more things that you should not bring. Don't bring your lube. You don't need it. Yeah, don't bring your lube, your bike lube, your chain lube. You knew what I meant. Don't be weird. And patch kits for your tubes. Don't bring your patch kits. CO2 I already said, but yeah, don't bring your patch kits. You don't need it. Again, we'll have mechanics to take care of anything on your bike. So, let's have a look here. I did forget something. I knew I would. Things you don't have to bring. All right, things you don't have to bring, but you might want. Helmets, of course. It's always a good idea to bring your helmet. This one I don't pack in my bags. I'll leave it on the outside of my backpack. So here's my photography gear bag. I'll clip it on, and this is my carry-on, right? So I take this onto the plane with me, clip it onto the handle. What's up, buddy? Nice bike. Have a good ride. Neighbor kid stopping by to say hi. So I clip my helmet on my backpack, and I carry it through the airport like this, and then when I get on the airplane, I make sure that my helmet's in a spot where it's not going to get jostled around or broken. And the main reason for that is I have, if you can see this on the video, I don't know, I have taped these stays on the back of my helmet. I've actually ordered another one of these cages for my helmet, but right now they're broken because the last time I traveled with my helmet, it got banged and the stays broke. If it's a few years old, you know, the plastic here might be brittle and it might break. So that's one of those considerations, like, should I leave my helmet at home because I really don't want to break this and not have it usable when I'm on the tour? We definitely can get helmets for you. That's not an extra expense. So think about, you know, whether or not you want the hassle of traveling with your helmet. Personally, I rarely do. If it's going to be a short trip, I'm on one leg of a flight, I'll take it with me because I know I can just sit with it in my seat and not have it jostled around and broken. If I'm on a long flight or I have a lot of legs of flights, I'll probably leave it at home just because I don't want the hassle of dealing with my helmet everywhere I go. Then we have your bike bags that are optional. Anything that you like to ride with. Like, I have this little guy that I ride with here that I keep all of my snacks in, keep my phone in there, an extra little battery charger. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Again, that's a bag that I would probably bring with me, as well as my seat bag. I like to bring this big seat bag with me. And then this keeps, of course, if I've got some of these extras like my arm warmers, my leg warmers, my vest, I can put those in here. If you don't want to travel with something like this, certainly don't need to because you don't need your tools. You don't need extra tubes. And then if you're wearing your arm warmers, leg warmers, extra vest, jacket, whatever in the morning because it's a little bit chilly and you don't want them later in the day, support vehicle's right behind us. Just stop, give it to the support vehicle. So this isn't necessarily something you need if you want the freedom of, what does it feel like to travel without my own tools and I don't have my own bike bag? I mean, don't bring it, who cares? The only thing that you might need this for would be your ride snacks. If you want something special, bring that with you. What kind of a bike bag should you not bring with you? That would be something like this. If you've done any bike packing, you recognize this. This is for overnights, carries a whole lot of gear. I have actually taken my tripod, my short tripod, and my camera, and a couple extra lenses in this, and it's a really bad idea. I definitely do not recommend taking something like this just to keep your camera gear on your bike. We are not planning to, on any of the tours, ever stop anywhere in the middle of the ride and photograph where you would have to carry your own gear. The whole goal of this is I go and pre-scout the tours so that I know, man, in the morning we're going to be at this awesome photo location. In the evening we're going to be at this awesome photo location. If everybody stops during the day, we're not going to make it to that awesome evening photo location. The sun's going to be down, we're going to miss our opportunity. So during the day, if you want to grab a photo, pull over, small pocket camera. I'll have to write an article or post something about that so you know different options there, but essentially phone cameras are awesome. I'm not saying that, yeah, that's a whole rabbit trail I don't want to go down right now. But basically, we're not shooting in the middle of the day. Keep your camera gear on the van. We'll pick it up when we get to our end location and shoot in the evening. All right, what else? What else? I've been told that I'm not a cyclist because I don't travel with my own bike. I don't feel like I absolutely have to ride my own bike. I pick bike vendors who can support these rides who have nice bikes to ride. We don't need to bring our own bikes. However, if you feel like it's necessary, definitely bring a soft-sided case. Don't bring a hard-sided case, mostly because there's just not room for it. If we've got more than 3 or 4 people with a hard-sided case in the group, we're not going to have room to bring them on the support vehicle. We'll have to leave them and figure out a way to pick them up later, store them at the airport. It's going to cost you extra, trust me. So bring a soft-sided case if you're traveling with your own bike so we can collapse it and get it into the van along with everything else. And when you're traveling with your own bike, yes, on our end, when we get there, we'll have somebody to help you reassemble it. So if you feel like it's necessary to travel with your own bike, but you're not comfortable wrenching on your own bike, take it to a local bike shop, ask them to take care of the shipping for you, and then they'll take your handlebars off, take your wheels off, take your pedals off, they'll pack it all up nice, ship it off. When it gets there, to our destination, wherever we're going, we'll have mechanics to reassemble the bike for you, so you don't have to take care of that. So if you are traveling with your own bike, you're probably used to wrenching on your own bike and putting it back together. In the case that you're not, or you don't want to put together your own bike because we have somebody to do that for you, then you don't have to. Somebody else will take care of putting it back together for you. All right, that's it for the bike gear packing list. So please email me, ask any questions that you need to. If I've left anything out, leave me a note. By all means, I'll update the video, and hopefully this has been useful for everybody. But if not, please use my Calendly link. Set up a meeting with me. I'm more than happy to talk to you if I left out anything, and we can have a personal conversation. I would love to hear from you. All right, thanks so much.